Welcome to the Vital Living Forum and this recognition of Black culture and lifestyle. Today we're talking about fitness, staying active, and the importance of social inclusion as we age. Joining me are Casman Mosby with Metro Health, personal trainer Brandon Register, and Gloria Harris with Firebush Fit to Dance. Welcome to all three of you.
Thank you.
You know, we think about diversity and inclusion in the workplace, but we often don't think about it in fitness. Why is that important in a fitness environment?
I'll tell you one of the things that I've experienced as far as diversity is diversity is not based just on because you're black. Diversity in some classes have people who don't speak English. We have a big Haitian community. We have a big Hispanic community, and we have a very large Caribbean community. And that kind of diversity brings together ideas. It brings together support to show people we're not that different. We all have this common thing that we all want to do, and that's fitness. In some communities where my organization teach classes, we have Asians, Hispanics, white, and black. And I point this way because in the room when you walk in, you'll see the Asians over here playing whatever that game is. You'll see the Caribbeans over here playing that game. You'll see the whites playing cards. But when we put chairs in the middle of the room and we get an instructor to start teaching, that is the common denominator. They will join. And that's why music is so important. The diversity through the music. So if I'm going to be teaching a large Caribbean, I'm going to have to pull out some Bob Marley, you know. If I am teaching a Hispanic, Santana got to come in. And if it's white, I got to throw in some country. All right, so that inclusion is generated when you pull people together for a common purpose of fitness. And I'm sure that Brandon has experienced that with working one-on-one, because people who say, I can't afford a personal trainer, I have seen like 5 get together and they pay that personal trainer that hourly rate. So it's all inclusive.
And this is, and I'll tell you, I often will look around the gym and I'm like, I think I'm the oldest person in here. And because age is another thing of inclusion. Why is that important for you in your business, Brandon, to have and to be inclusive of everyone?
Well, first of all, it just comes down to building relationship with a person, understanding what they're looking for as far as their health and fitness goals, because we each as individuals have different goals. When it comes to being inclusive to those individuals, you want to make fitness fun. You don't want it to be robotic. You want it to be customized to them so that they have a liking to it and that they stay consistent, because consistency is key. If you don't keep up with a routine program and have something that you look forward to and that you can hold yourself accountable, then you don't see change. And change is directed by, again, consistency.
You know, in the Black community, we operate in community. It's interesting when you see a classroom with rows lined up. That's not how we really learn. We learn in groups and we learn together. Why is group fitness so important to aging adults, and what benefits can aging adults have from doing group fitness?
Thank you for that question. It just builds relationships. You know, a lot of the seniors, their kids are grown. They, you know, have moved away. And so that group becomes their family. You know, they share recipes. They share, you know, moments that they endured or got through with fitness and overcome. And so it brings a sense of family, community, building relationships, and then also learning different cultures. What Ms. Gloria is saying, you know, we have to get out of what we've learned from the past and learn a different culture, and not be religious, but it can take us to that place that we need to be for our health journey.
And with group classes too, it also offers people the opportunity for community, like she was saying, but also accountability partners. So that's where that consistency aspect comes into play, because you have someone that's waiting for you. You may plan this out as a date to go to the group fitness class. And it also offers the chance to decrease stress levels, because fitness can be intimidating at times, especially if you're new to your journey. You have someone that can help you with like form correction, be in a position to get overall better outcomes.
I would like to add to that as well. Group fitness for caregivers, if they're taking care of somebody, 85% of caregivers will pass away before the loved one they're taking care of. And so that outlet to go and be able to relax and to meditate, to get, not trying to get away from their taking care of their loved one, but it will make sure they stay healthy and they live long enough to take care of the one they're taking care of.
If you are just starting out on your fitness journey, can you say, well, I've made this decision, all my friends just sit around, they don't do anything, I want to do this. Can you expect to find your tribe by getting out and getting active and doing something fitness related?
Definitely, definitely. One of the studies done on aging adults as we retire is that the things that they spend money and time on is travel, health, wellness, and their pets. They will take care of their pets. Now, travel. You can't travel unless you are well. And so that's a motivating reason why a person would say, I want to go on a cruise. I want to take that bus trip with my church or with my club, but I want to make sure I can sit throughout that bus trip. I want to make sure I can walk when I get off the bus. I want to make sure that I'm eating the food that's not going to slow me down while I'm on this trip. Health-wise, we know that many people begin a fitness routine because their doctor has said. They don't force them, they just say, you could benefit, your diabetes could get where you don't have to take that shot if you work out, and if you eat this and you don't eat that. The wellness part is where you really want to really deep dive into what do I need to do to make me happy. At some point in your life, it's about you. I mean, you've given to family, you've given to children, you've given to a job. It's okay to be selfish now and say, this is all about me. And whatever this takes, and my friend, if you don't want to, that's on you.
If we are a little bit apprehensive about, fitness requires different clothing. It requires, it might require you may sweat a little bit. How do we culturally find ourselves in this fitness world where we may not have ever worked out, we may be new to working out or haven't worked out in a long time? How do we find ourselves in this fitness world where it may seem kind of foreign to us at the beginning?
I can tell you that we wear what we want to wear. If we want to come in jeans, even if you want to come in jogging pants, right now the kids are wearing pajamas. So just come. I've been in classes where they've been dressed for luncheon. And there's always movements you can do. Like I say, breathing, just doing a breath work. So those are the things, I call them excuses. They're not reasons. They're simply excuses. I've heard all the excuses. And I don't mean to be rude, but when I hear the first one, I'm like, hey, I've already heard it. I believe you. You don't have to do it. I'm not trying to force you. But if you try it, you're going to like it. They wear what they want to wear. The one thing I want to talk about is how the economy is thriving off of us. We need to get back some of what they are getting. Whenever you have a group of seniors, you're going to have businesses who already recognize you've got money. I've got a product. I've got a service. If they are going to come to you to say buy from us, then you need to take advantage of whatever they're offering and make them provide you a fitness class, give you a discount on clothes. Say, if you want me to buy your sneakers, I need for you to mark it down. And that's what we do. I mean, we're a smart population. We know how to work it.
Absolutely. Well, Casman, Brandon, and Gloria, thank you for your insights. And when we come back, we're going to explore how aging adults can continue to improve their quality of life through fitness. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Vital Living Forum and this recognition of Black culture and lifestyle. Let's turn our focus to how you can get started on a fitness journey. And back with me are Casman Mosby, Brandon Register, and Gloria Harris. Welcome back to all three of you. I want to talk about barriers to fitness because a lot of older adults are intimidated when they go out and start this journey, and things look different and people act different and all kinds of stuff is going on in health spaces that may make people feel uncomfortable. How do we overcome those barriers?
Well, first we got to identify that there's always been a barrier in our culture because the African American community has been always told not to. It was racism, and they couldn't go into certain places, and so we're better today, but it's just masked. You know, some of our gyms are not getting the right equipment, and so because of the culture and where they live at, it's a barrier. Okay, I live in this area. Why do I have to go 5 miles to go to a gym that has the right equipment why don't we have that in our neighborhood? So that is a barrier. And so they just stay and they form their own things to, to get their fitness journey done.
Another thing that ties into that is a lot of the historical African American and people of color communities that were a part of the segregation did not have, quote, a livable community. There were no sidewalks built. When I was little, we walked on the street. I didn't know there were sidewalks in front of homes. So you had to dodge cars. And those neighborhoods still exist without sidewalks. And if there are sidewalks, one crack in the road in a block for a senior could be a fall. A fall is an injury. Now we know that the government now says you can go to a gym and you don't have to pay if you have certain insurance coverage. Not everyone has that insurance coverage, so another barrier is economics. Now, I don't care what your income has been. If you're retired, you're on a fixed income. And at 35, when I opened up a studio in Miami with the working folks, paying per class was still not a priority over buying milk, putting gas in the car, and paying for your rent and mortgage. It still is today. We are a booming generation. We're the silver tsunamis. We've rolled in from the mid-40s to the 60s, and we're a big mass of people. And every time we move forward as African Americans, we've had to overcome barriers. So today, a lot of places like Orange County offer classes and activities in the neighborhood, a bus ride away, a carpool away, someplace where they can feel safe still in their neighborhood. It's not being prejudiced or racist, it's just wanting to be with people who like the same music you like, who eat the same food you eat. It can be healthy food, but the collard greens don't have to have pork in them anymore. But it can be collard greens, So the barriers are pretty much a historical progression that has kept us from being active as adults. Now, many of African American workers were laborers. And during COVID, we realized that they were the essential workers. But that physical work kept some of that health benefit in place. But when you're doing the same thing over and over, that's not designed to bring you health. If you're sweeping, that's great for arm work and a little bit of cardio, but you're not doing yoga stretching, you're not doing breathing. So we may have been the laborers as we were going through the generations, but today we have to really focus on being active, intentionally active. Not, oh, I'm okay because I have a garden and I work in the garden. It has to be designed for health.
Exactly. And Brandon, the whole concept of personal training, particularly for those of us on the top end of the baby boom, that's all new, this whole concept. Because number one, we are community people. So we do things in community. So the whole concept is foreign to a lot of older adults. How do you deal with that as a barrier in your business?
So it comes down to understanding the barrier and then trying to break it. It's all about education at the end of the day, going out into the community, posting on different forums and way of social media to educate the public on what is available to them. So giving those options, putting it in front of them so that they see it and making it visible. At the end of the day too, it's a lot of nuance when it comes to going to gyms, because you have to think we're in a social media age. Everyone is in there with their phones, they're recording things, and it may not be a comfortable environment for the elderly population. But what we can do is, and this is the challenge to the fitness community, is come up with things that we can give back to the community with. So putting on events, putting on things at local centers that can hold it so that they will have options that they can actually go to and participate in.
Absolutely. And I would imagine also that people who have body image issues, having a personal trainer makes a lot more sense because it's private. It gives them a way to at least start down that journey. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, and it's just tailored to them. So everyone has their own individual needs when it comes to fitness. My fitness level may not be the same as yours, but at the end of the day, that's where building that rapport, building the relationship comes into a factor, because then we can understand what we're looking towards as far as goals for each and every individual and make that more accessible to them.
Exactly. And Casman, there are some people who don't connect the dots between what fitness can do for you and the way they're feeling. They don't know that there is a benefit to this whole thing. They see people jogging in the street and they're like, what they doing that for? Or or somebody says, I'm going to go to the gym, and they don't connect it. How do we get people to understand that there is a connection between physical activity and your health outcomes?
I truly believe is having that conversation with their provider. Their doctor is a very vital person in their life. And so connecting and asking the doctor, what are my limits? This is what I've been feeling. This is what should I do? They should be a main contact for them so it can connect the dots and make sense. Because sometimes they may feel if they go to a gym and they say, oh, okay, she's doing this, I want to do that. But knowing their limits and having the mental capacity that I'm not that 35-year-old no more. And like she said, I'm 70, and then they can connect the dots, but be individualized. Don't compare themselves with anyone else.
You know, another important thing in our culture is peers. If your good friend says, girl, I got off of that high blood pressure pill, and the way I did it, I went over there and I've worked out with Joe. He teach a great class.
Yeah.
Or Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
He teach a great class. You need to go. Peer pressure. That's healthy peer pressure. And that's motivating to say, hey, I think I'm going to try that. Another barrier I want to bring up is technology. When COVID hit, technology was just about the only thing that us group fitness instructors had. We went virtual. We had to go virtual. But when we went virtual, there was a very small percentage of people our age who were ready for that. So patience and one-on-one, as we've been saying, communicating one-on-one to say, listen, click here, go to the bottom right of your screen, look for this little icon, describe the icon. Remember the old camera? Click on that. Patience. Because what you don't know, you don't know. But once they get it, that's it. Now, when COVID was coming to an end, the flood of seniors came back, which is why I said before, seniors want to work out. Those who do are impressing others to join, and that group is getting bigger and bigger. And that's what we do, because we baby boomers.
And we are community people.
Yes, we are.
Do it in
We're a
community.
community.
Well, Casman, Brandon, and Gloria, they are going to stay with us as we focus on the life-changing benefits of exercising as we age. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Vital Living Forum and this recognition of Black culture and lifestyle. We want to switch gears and get some words of encouragement from our panelists and also talk about outcomes. Casman, Brandon, and Gloria are still with us. Welcome back to the three of you. I want to talk a little bit about outcomes and what we know that when we work out, that there's a potential if you want to lose weight, you may lose weight, you may build muscle. But what are the other benefits that you would get from working out?
Some benefits you can get from working out is the risk of falling. There's a lot of seniors that fall, and if they know how to coordinate and work out and know the techniques, it will lessen the risk of falling. And then the benefits is just looking good and feeling good about yourself. You know, sometimes people think because they're a senior, they still got it. And they want to date and want to do some things. So listen, feeling good about themselves and just being a part of the community, that is going to be a great outcome, just to have that individually feeling good about themselves.
Brandon?
When it comes down to it as well, some of the benefits that come to mind when I think about it is, like she was saying, fall prevention, bone health. So of course, if we're exercising, we're putting stress on our joints, then we're creating positivity for bone growth. We also have the opportunity for cardiovascular health, keeping that in the forefront, as well as decrease of stress levels. So when you're working out, you're releasing certain enzymes and things inside of your body that helps in decreasing stress levels. So it all ties back to those factors.
Gloria?
You know, I was reading a report recently by the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and it actually said that those living in the South have a higher inactivity level than other states. And when you break down from the South to culture, African Americans or people of color have even a higher inactivity level. Now, that means that if they are tracking it, we want to see that inactivity level not stay the same. And how is that done? It's done through research. But how do you reach African Americans? How do we know those statistics are really factual? Because we don't participate in research projects. We don't trust them. However, if you can get a group of seniors coming together regularly for an activity, and you have someone to come and talk to them, like what this panel is doing, educate them to the benefit of participating for the help of the future, which we're a large group. I mean, from the 40s to the 60s, it's quite a few of us. We can help each other. So the benefit of activities can easily be seen in that population of people who have inactivity that's very, very low. And those are people who are playing pickleball, they're jogging, they're swimming, they are playing bowling. Now, what is that in our community? Do we have pickleball courts? I haven't seen them. Do we have sidewalks in our community where we can go out and jog? Do we feel safe? So the benefit is to improve your living, the way you live. You know, feeling safe, feeling like I can go to the grocery store, I can walk through the aisles, I'm not gonna get tired, I'm not gonna have to lean on my grocery cart because I have been working out. I go to the grocery store sometime and I hear a song. I'm at the age where I don't care. I'll dance in the hall. I'll dance in the aisle. I don't care. And that's the attitude that is pushing a lot of us to work out. It's like, I don't care if my neighbor doesn't. I don't care if they say I'm trying to act young. I don't care. I'm going to work out for me.
I have a friend who is a physician, and he has gotten me to change my language about using someone's lifespan, and he talks about your health span. Because you can live a long time and not be healthy, and it's not good. But it's the quality of your life that is your health span. How are you functioning, and how are you sleeping? Small things like that let you know somebody has a good health span. As we age, what are some of the better things for us to do for working out? Is it individual, or should we start to look at how our body is wearing down before we start a workout regimen? What do we do when it comes to aging and trying to maintain fitness?
Wow.
You know, some of the issues that you brought up, they're tied back to the physician. And we work for an organization that provide classes to a medical clinic who actually refer their patients to a specific class. So not every format is going to work. Some may need a personal trainer, but others may just benefit from yoga, from Tai Chi, from strength training is good at any form, for any format, in any lifestyle. And flexibility training, learning how to breathe. So a part of being able to move a person into a fitness arena, once they get into that fitness habit, they're going to start looking at what they're eating. It's like, goodness, I'm here sweating, but I'm going to go over here and eat me a big old, burger with fries and soda water. Or those chicken wings. I've been there. At some point, you're going to find the strength to back away because you want to keep a quality of life. You want to be able to walk around your house. You want to be able to reach up and get a cabinet without using that long stick thing, whatever. You want to be able to enjoy going out and feeling that I know I look good. I know I'm fine because I'm healthy. I don't care what other people say. And so the exercising part of it is something that you kind of embrace as you age.
And whatever that means for you specifically. Yes.
Yes, whatever that means.
There was something I wanted to make sure that we talk about, and that is, in this community, what are the options for us? Where are there places for older adults to find resources for fitness, places to work out or activities to do? Where do we go?
So for me, I work for Metro Health, and so we offer, and actually Miss Gloria, her team is in our clinics, and so we offer that service for free if they do not have the insurance or not capable for it. But they can Google it on the internet, and they host classes here at the Multicultural as well. So there's all different types of classes that are available now.
The other thing is, I have to commend Orange County Community Action Division. They are the ones making classes at this facility possible for Pine Hills seniors, and it's open to the public. They provide classes at Maxey Community Center, at Taft Community Center, at John Bridges and Apopka. And when I say centers, I'm saying that between the bingo, the lunch, and the fitness, it draws in the seniors, and there are large groups, like this group. The other part of finding where you can work out, some of us are able to live in HOA communities. Get your HOA to start a class for you. If you are part of a church, there are many churches who offer fitness classes. And there are members in the church, like Brandon, who are personal trainers, who are physical therapists that can add that fitness component to that spiritualness, because what we don't want to overlook is the fact that faith, spiritualness, feeling one with nature is so important. And the mental health part of that is tied into your spiritual growth.
And yes, to piggyback off of what Ms. Glory was saying is you can look online, you can go on social media. There's many different avenues where we as fitness professionals have to put that information, again, like I said, out there so that the community knows that it's available. One of the things that I like to do is partner with local churches, different organizations, places where I can step in to offer my service. And it's done all through the greater good of me feeling like this is my calling. So I'm pretty much trying to give back in that aspect, because at the end of the day, I treat it like, how would I want to be treated once I get to this certain age? Or how would I want somebody to treat my parents or grandparents? So at the end of the day, it all boils down to us as a fitness community outreaching to the community and making ourselves more available.
Absolutely.
Good.
Well, Kasman and Brandon and Gloria, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your expertise with us. We hope that you, our viewers, are inspired and eager to celebrate active aging by engaging in more physical activity. And thank you all again for joining us on Vital Living Forum. And thank you. We will see you next time.